Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to Facebook land. Welcome to the second Facebook Live in a series I'm doing about ultimate essential self-care. And for some it may seem redundant or silly to do a whole series about self-care. But for those of us that have woken up to the new world, have had some epiphanies about how life isn't what we thought it was, we're understanding that self-care has to be at the top of our agenda every single day. Good morning, Natalie. My special daughter is watching. And Pat, good morning to you. And Natalie, I know that you understand about self-care. So in this series, this is the second one. I'm going to do about 4 or 5 more before I launch a new program to help support you. We're talking about beyond what we thought was self-care, beyond what we've been told self-care really is and needs to be. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why that is. But for me, for those of you that don't know me on the replay or coming on board, I'm Judy Martini. I'm an intuitive healer, channel, and mentor. And I really help people level up from when they have woken up to the fact that their world isn't as they thought it was. So once they wake up, then what do we do? You know, and I love helping people around the world. And I see one of my clients on here, Brooke, as well. And I know I've helped Brooke tremendously in the past years, help her level up. So maybe my new tagline is going to be the leveling up coach from when you want something more than what you've already had. Good morning to you too, Brooke. And I see that my guest has joined, and I'm so happy. There's a green bar there to bring her on camera shortly. I know when I did our first Facebook Live series last week, we couldn't connect. It was just impossible to connect. Good morning, Charmaine. So I'm going to talk about with Lauren about how ultimate self-care is more than essential. It's needed. We can't go by how we've looked after ourselves in the past 10 years, guys. The world has changed. Our bodies, our physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies are changing, and we need to go deep within. In fact, I was talking to a colleague of mine, Jeff Cloud, who's in Thailand right now, and we're actually going to be doing a Facebook Live probably at the end of this week or on the weekend, and coming from a man's perspective of self-care. Yes, a man's perspective of ultimate essential self-care. And I'm talking about an awakened man. This man knows what's going on in the world. He and his partner are doing a series right now that's incredible, helping people after they've woken up. And I'm going to bring him on as a man's perspective of what ultimate self-care means to him. Charmaine says, good morning, Judy. I'm watching now. Hey, Charmaine. Charmaine, you're awesome. Charmaine gives back to the community in such tremendous ways. So in the meantime, I'm going to bring Lauren in a minute. And Lauren and I go back about 3 or 4 years now. And we met on Periscope. And we met in some groups that were talking about thriving and going forward in bigger ways using law of attraction. And I had been studying law of attraction for years and years and years. So I ended up mentoring one of the leaders in that group. And Lauren and I connected on a high vibrational plane. And I'm telling you, we've been connected every day, pretty much every day. Out of 365 days a year, there might be 10 days when we don't talk. And we have supported each other. We have enlightened and helped up-level each other. She's held me accountable, which everyone needs an accountable partner. Good morning, Yvonne. Yvonne is another one of my special clients, and I've got 3 or 4 of you in here that understand about essential, ultimate self-care. Right? That we go over and above what self-care used to be. Now, I'm going to just give you an example of if typical people, when we say self-care, what we're saying or what their understanding is, yeah, I take myself out once a month, or I have a massage once a month, or I may cuddle up with a book once in a while. Well, that self-care is essential too, but I'm talking about up-leveling the self-care to daily self-care. We cannot move from this third dimension, heavy, dense, oh, I was going to use a swear word, heavy, dense stuff, and move on a higher elevation level if we don't learn ultimate essential self-care. Pat says, good morning. Good morning to you, Pat. Welcome aboard. The essential self-care Lauren and I are going to talk about, we're going to talk about the physical, emotional, and spiritual. And I'm going to let you know that as of my birthday in a couple of weeks, I have already started this Facebook group of 30 days where I'm going to help up level you. Everything we're talking about in these videos, I'm going to go more into detail in this group. I'm going to be in there twice a week answering your questions, helping inform you, helping support you, helping guide you. I'm going to be giving you so much information that you're going to say, holy camole, I need to put myself on the top of my agenda every single day, right? So without hesitation, because I don't want these to be long, I'm going to invite Lauren on camera and to have a discussion. So if you have any questions about self-care, want to comment about how you are providing yourself with ultimate essential self-care, place it in the comments. There she is.
Here I
This is
am.
my awesome WhatsApp friend. Like you heard, I said we probably haven't gone more than 10 days a year that we don't talk to each other.
Yeah, only when we're on vacation.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes, we'll have conversations all day long and in and out of the day from morning till night. And it's just been
Yeah,
essential, because like I said, you've held me accountable. I've held you accountable. We've thrown ideas off each other. When the earth magnetic poles start to flip around, we go, oh my God, did you feel that? What's going on? We
yeah,
reassured each other. And, we help support people around us that don't understand.
right.
So so it's so amazing that
Hi, Natalie.
I know, isn't it awesome? I have my daughter on here because she's learning what essential self-care is all about as well. So Lauren, give us your take on ultimate essential self-care.
So, one of the things that I want to begin with about it is everybody does two things. They either say, "Oh my God, it's so easy." Like they think it's so easy, like, "Oh, I'm just going to like go out and get my nails done," if you're a girl or, whatever. And other people do the exact opposite. They say, "Yeah, right. Like I have time for that." So both ways are like setting themselves up for failure because it isn't so simple until you get used to it. It's a change of habit to take care of yourself every day. It's a lifestyle change. And on the other side of it, of course it's easy. Anything can be easy if you apply yourself and you make it important. And if you put yourself on the top of the list, like you said earlier, then yes, you can make it happen. I mean, I'm a mom of two. My kids finally are getting old enough where they can take care of themselves. But I had to add small things in, all the time, constantly. And I think I want to say over a, 1 year period is when I'm finally getting to the point of getting all the things that I really want to have done for myself, getting taken care of. And I have these charts from my kids of what they need to do every day: wash your face, brush your teeth, pick up your toys. And I made one for myself, and it includes, self-care is, it might be flipped backwards, but this is my mommy list. And I have the things that are important to me: yoga, reading, gardening, art project, and then something extra for myself that's extra self-care: take a bath, brush your teeth, and drink lots of water. As a mom, sometimes it's late, you don't even want to go take a bath, you just want to crash out and go to bed. So it's you have to work on every little thing to level up, and it's not easy. And that's why having people to support you is so essential and important. And don't lie to yourself and think that you can do everything all by yourself. It takes small little increments, it takes small moments of change, it takes that first commitment to say, I'm going to change and I'm going to do something good for myself, I'm going to love myself. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I know that when we first started chatting those years ago, we weren't thinking on these levels. We were
No.
barely We weren't. We really weren't. And then, my favorite saying is, and as new energies come on the universe, we have been led and to up level our self-care in ways beyond just the physical. When I think of emotional self-care, I think of looking after my belief systems that don't serve me anymore and making an appointment with myself or with an energy worker or talking it over with you, about something that came up that doesn't feel right in the solar plexus. That's a trigger with my partner, my
Right.
friend, past. That is called self-care when you tend to that. When you make an appointment with yourself or you talk to a support person that understands or your coach or your mentor, those emotional things that don't get
Yeah.
looked after, you can't up level. And we know that. I mean, you and I have been doing this work together for a few years as friends.
Well, we just did both because what was it, Monday night or something? I was processing stuff while I was sleeping in my dreams, and I had this, epiphany, if you want to call it. And I bounced it off of Judy. I told her the story, and by telling her the story of what happened, she's able to give me insight to something that maybe I didn't see, or she's able to affirm something that maybe I, wasn't on the fence, was on the fence about. So really having, I mean, it's not just that. Sometimes we talk about some far out stuff, and having somebody that can understand you at that level where maybe, your mom or your best friend, they're great at some things, but they just don't understand where you're going or where you're coming from. Having someone like Judy to talk to about things that a lot of people don't really have a good grasp about is essential, really, um, for my well-being. So I don't think I'm crazy because I think and feel and act and get, live differently than other people.
Yeah, we do. Lauren and I do live differently. We keep up leveling ourselves and holding each other accountable and sharing our thoughts and our feelings with each other. And we do things the average person does not do.
Yeah.
And I see this in my clients as I work with them and they're ready to up level. Maybe that's my new coaching name, the up level coach or something, where they're ready to up level and they're ready to embrace new concepts, where self-care is beyond just getting your nails done. Because if you're getting your nails done because of reasons that you don't love yourself, then you're defeating yourself. Self-care is about loving yourself enough to put yourself on the agenda. And I do the same as you, Lauren, in my daytime or in my agenda book. I write in there the things I want to do. I want to go to the gym. I want to have a nap. I want to make sure I read that book. Or maybe I'll make a bead or a project, or maybe I'll do some artwork, or maybe I'll have a nap. And those things are essential because when you are at peace with yourself and you love yourself enough to put yourself first over and above, unless you have little
Mm-hmm.
babies, right? They need to come first when they're crying. That then you start up leveling naturally. um,
Yes.
Diana Brand, welcome. Welcome, Sherry. Diana says, absolutely, it's about sustaining momentum. Yeah, the momentum of self-care is very foreign to people. Now, I'm not talking about your daily regime of brushing your teeth and going to the gym or getting your nails done once a month or that once a massage. We're talking about the emotional and spiritual as well as the physical. The
Yeah.
physical body needs to be more stronger than it ever has been. It needs to be more fit. It needs to be more healthier, or we will not sustain the incoming fluctuations of frequency that up level us into 5D. And I know 5D sounds foreign to probably most people on this call, and that's okay. We're going to get into that in the Facebook group that I'm having
Mm-hmm.
available, and that group will be starting March the 14th on my birthday. But I'm also going to start putting some material in there, probably as of this second video today. So Diana
Right.
Brand says, so smart. That is what I do. I detail my every hour in my schedule book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we detail it. And here's the thing about detailing it. We need to put it in there, but we also need to be open to intuitive change. And Lauren, you can speak to that one, can't you?
Oh, yes. So I'll give you a good example. So recently I have decided to walk my walk my talk and do the things that I know are really important to me. So I know that eating healthy is really important. And little by little, I've been adding that into, my day-to-day stuff. I know that being physical is really important. And, being strong is really important. And so I added that in. I'm doing an 80-day challenge. Okay. So there are some days, though, between now and the 80 days of me working out that I'm really going to seriously need a break. Sometimes it's because, maybe I'll get sick physically. Maybe the moon will rise on the left side instead of the right, planet or whatever. But some things happen where some days you need to give yourself grace. You need to take that day off. So I could say two things. I can say, I could use that as an excuse, right? Like, oh, I just don't want to work out today, so I'm going to give myself grace. But I'm not benefiting myself. And I need to know the difference between doing what's best for me and doing what's, what's in here that's trying to stop me from my meeting my goals. So if something happens and I'm on a diet plan and I'm on a 80-day workout regime that says you need to eat more protein today, your body is telling you, your intuition is telling you, there's my cat, you need to eat more protein today, then I'm going to stick a little more protein in my body, but I'm not going to shove the bagel in my mouth. Like, you have to discern between those two things and give yourself, grace.
Absolutely. And Marie says so true. Welcome, Marie. So this is something when I talk about intuition that happened yesterday. So I love going to the gym. And I went to the gym yesterday and I started to work out. And all of a sudden it was like, no, I can't do the amount of reps that I did the day before. And the brain says, just do it anyway because you'll feel better, right? But because, as Lauren and I have been developing our intuition on much, much higher levels, my intuition said, no, 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 you're not pushing it that hard today. Your body doesn't need this today. What it needs is more rest. So I finished up what I did and I went on the massage chair and came home. And I usually lift 2 5-gallon things of water. And I was struggling doing it. And so part of me didn't say, well, what's wrong with you? The intuitive part of me says, I get it. My body does not want to exert this type of energy today. So you've got to differentiate. You have to know what is your intuition and what is your body and what is your laziness saying as well. And that's what I love to teach about. And I'll be doing some of that in the Facebook group. Good morning, Laura Grace. So I want to make sure we don't go over on this. We've got about another 10 minutes left of conversation. And if anybody has any questions or comments, and thank you, Diana Brian, for commenting. Maureen says, hugs. I'll just check for any questions. And Brooke, I know that you have been leveling up your self-care in the past 6 months as well, because I hear from you. Mm-hmm. And Yvonne, if you're still on here, I know that you have been working on your self-care. And again, guys, the self-care isn't about the typical self-care that we have been doing for the past 10 years or 20 or 30. It's an up level. It's the emotional self-care. When belief systems comes up, when triggers come up. Mm-hmm. And these are the biggest ones. These are the ones we run from because they're hurtful and painful and torturous and they're dark. And hello, Arun Gande. Thank you for being here. We're talking about self-care, which you know about. Being Gande's grandson's on here, everybody. And he knows about self-care and kindness to yourself. Mm-hmm. And when I do the kindness documentaries, I talk about how kindness to yourself matters. Yes. And all of this ties into that you cannot give from an empty cup and you should not give from your full cup. And people say to me, what do you mean give from a full cup? If I filled my cup, I'm giving. Well, if you filled your cup and you give, now your cup is 3/4 less, half less. No, you give from the overflow so that your cup is constantly full. And it's a new concept, and especially for women, where we've been told that we have to give over and beyond, and we're the last thing on our agenda for the day. Yvonne, right. Yes, I have been. I know you have been, Yvonne, and give yourself an incredible high five for that. So we're talking about self-care in the emotional, spiritual, and physical levels, and we're not used to it. And yes, go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, I just want to give an example of that emotional thing. So that incident that happened recently, where I came into an awareness of um, me holding myself back because of those old roles of the husband and wife and what our duties are and belief systems that I heard growing up and stuff like that. So um, that part of it is so essential to being able to do something, you know, physically or financially or, you know, whatever. When you're moving in, when you're leveling up, you have to break through all your barriers and able to do what these new things in your life, to live in a new way. So when I asked myself, what the heck is going on here? You know, why am I having some physical pains while I'm trying to work out? The answer wasn't because you're working out and you have pain. The answer was because you have a belief system in place that no longer serves you. So if I hadn't worked on that emotional component, that belief system component, I wouldn't be able to break through to where I'm getting ready to go. And that's a lot of people love to compartmentalize things, like this is my physical body and this is my emotional being and this is my mind and this is my heart. No, it all works in synergy. It is all one. We are connected to all parts of ourselves. We are connected to each other. We are connected to, vibes out there. So making sure all of those things are in flow is important. So being able to see that for ourselves, having somebody that we can trust and discuss that with, so that we can move forward and be like our best selves. All I want, like, I made one intention, and that was to be my best self. And then I got hit with opportunities. I got hit with, the workout and program that's all spelled out for me, so I don't have to do the work. I got bombarded with all of these, new things shown in my face, like these are your belief systems and this is your emotional stuff and here's some crap you can work out. All of this is here because I made one intention, and that was to be my best self.
Absolutely. Oh my God, intentions. I was talking about this with clients the other day about how powerful your intentions are. And that could be a whole other Facebook series, you know.
Right.
But but Diana Brand says also when we try something new, it's like stretching a muscle that has never been stretched. It can be sore at first. Yeah, absolutely. And most of us don't want to deal with our belief systems because we haven't been taught that what we've been taught is a lie. And that's a whole other Facebook series, you know.
Right.
And but again, these
There's layers.
the layers on the layers on the layers, right? But ultimate essential self-care, still, I think, the message is that it goes beyond that once a month or that once a week appointment outside of ourselves, something physical. The emotional is the reasons why the physical shows up, like Laura just said. She had emotional belief system about something, a blockage, a value system about a belief that was stopping her physically. And this may sound foreign to some of you, and that's okay. But in the Facebook group, I'm going to go into that more because we're going to do
Right.
private Facebook groups like this. I'm going to do calls with you as well. So emotionally, that's where we need to start about self-care. And that's about being willing to look at what's stopping you. What are those things that don't feel right in your life? What are those things that rest in your solar plexus? Why is that anger coming up? Why is the sadness coming up? Why is the resentment? Why is that bitterness coming up? And what's stopping you from living your greatest life? Like Lauren said, as soon as she made the decision and affirmation about I want to live my greatest life, opportunities and things come flooding in. The same with me last fall when I was manifesting a couple of things. They came in like within less than a month. And Lauren and I used to talk about that because the excitement level was just like blown out about how these could manifest so fast. And I love to manifest. Manifestation's happening all the time, guys, but I love to do it on purpose.
Right.
Diana Brand says specific intentions are so important. Most people make general intentions. Yeah, for sure, Diana Brand. And the intentions have to be pure to your heart. And I'm going to start a series about what's out there as people, spiritual gurus are saying, I am enough. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start a series saying I'm enough and we don't believe it. Because if we believed we were enough, we'd already be in fifth, 12th dimensions all the time.
Right.
Anyway, so we've got a few minutes left, Lauren. Is there anything else you want to add in, or is there any other questions from these awesome folks?
I just say do whatever it is that you have to do, but make it your priority. Everybody's different. What works for people are different. And like if you want to make a little to-do list for yourself every day and laminate it and stick it on the refrigerator like I did, that's what you do. But definitely seek out people that support you, because so many times, especially when we're starting our journey, we find out that a lot of people around us aren't as supportive as we thought they were. or trying to understand but really don't. So that's why they say find your tribe, find people to support you, find people that are on a similar journey as you, and reach out to them, and do what you're supposed to do for yourself. I keep saying to myself when people ask me, like, what's going on, I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to do. I'm not talking about eating well. I'm not saying, oh, I read a bunch of books about eating well and I could spit off to you like how nutritious a carrot is. That doesn't do me any good if I'm not buying the organic carrot and I'm not eating it. So those are those little tiny things that we need to tweak about ourselves, that the little lies we tell ourselves all the time, that I'm reading a book and reading another book and reading another book, but I'm not implementing any of that stuff in my life. So get to the point where when you're going to do something, when you're going to sit down on the sofa and eat the potato chips, or I don't know what they call them in England. I think they call them something different. But when you're going to do that, ask yourself, am I living my best life right now? Is this what I need to be doing right now? Am I feeding an emotion, or am I, feeding my best good?
Good point. And Pat says, whenever my sugar goes up 9 times out of 10, it's because of stress. Yeah, Pat, it's stress and it's belief systems that you're holding in your emotional well-being that's causing your sugar to rise, for sure. Diana Brienne says, and welcome, Joe. Diana Brienne says, absolutely, surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to do, and surround yourself with people who have high energy. That means their energy momentum is positive. Exactly, Diana Brienne, exactly, because toxic people and toxic things in our life just help bring us down. Well, I got to thank you, Lauren. This was awesome, and we're going to do this again. Lauren's going to be a regular guest on Facebook series, because I feel that I've been called to do more Facebook Lives to help people, to support people. And Lauren has the same type of belief system, or new energy thinking, or whatever, new world thought leaders we have become, where we support people who are sort of waking up and coming into their own and going, okay, what's this all about and how can I get supported? So I'm going to thank everybody for being here. This is awesome. I knew it would be.
Yes.
Talking about ultimate self-care beyond what we thought was so important. And also the link for the Facebook group that's starting on my birthday in 2 weeks. I've never done this before. This is going to be exclusive for those people that sign up for it. Give me a message, let me know, I'll add you in the group. It only costs $27.99 for 30 days. I mean, you get me twice a day. You get me Facebook Live in there twice a week. You get me with personal calls. So it's something I've never done before. So jump on board. And Pat says, or it can be because of overwhelmed of another's belief system. Well, overwhelmed by your belief system, absolutely, Pat. Diana Brienne, thank you for joining. You're always a lovely person to have on, and you speak truth, and you have grown. We have grown so much in the past 5 years, Diana Brienne, that I've been watching you. So again, let me know about the Facebook group. We're starting to build it. I'm just going to be posting some things in there today, taking this to another level. And Lauren,
and go ahead and write in the comments in there, guys, that are on here or get on here later, what you're going to do for yourself today. pick out one thing and put it in there and say, what are you going to do for yourself today? I'm getting ready to go do my workout now, and then I'm going to take care of the kids in the laundry second. Well, the kids, if they need me, the laundry's going to be second. I'm number one right now.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
yeah, find what you're going to do for yourself.
Yes, please put it in the comments. This would be awesome. We'll follow up with that. I'm actually getting on the chi machine right now, and then I have a client, and I may take myself out for lunch, don't know, but I do have a lot of things on my agenda today to look after me. So thanks again. Look forward to hearing from you in the
And
comments.
thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Lauren. It's awesome. I guess I'll talk to you in a couple minutes, Lauren. Like,
I
oh,
know, right? The
thank you.
conversation doesn't stop here.
Gosh, no. We keep up leveling. We keep up leveling. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you soon. It's been a pleasure. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.